Unofficially, I am Ohio State University's local food evangelist. Now, that's an unofficial title because at the university we don't actually use words like that. We use words like assistant professor, as I'm a faculty member, or extension educator, because I work in the Department of Extension, where I do research on local food systems, which is what I want to talk about today. But before I jump into that talk, I want to do a little pop quiz. Let's pretend you're a classroom, a really large classroom, and let me ask, can anybody identify this object? Man, you guys are, wow, that's good. I love it when the class talks. So yes, it's a mango. Now, you may not know something about mangoes, though. So I'll just tell you what it is. Mangoes are my favorite food in the entire world. Now, along with mangoes, I love pineapples, bananas, oranges, coffee, chocolate, coffee. And did I mention the coffee? Okay, quiz question number 2. Does anyone see a pattern with my favorite foods? And what is it? It's not local. So I've got a geographic problem, some cognitive dissonance going on. So how do we solve that? Well, in the academy, we like to throw a little tool around that we call statistics. So let's use some statistics and do some math to solve this complex problem. If my favorite foods, if you just look at them in aggregate, maybe they comprise 4 or 5% of my total food intake. Extrapolate that to my total food budget, and maybe we're spending 7 or 8% of my dollars on these favorite foods. That means I have over 90% of my money left that I can choose to buy local foods. And guess what? You guys do too. So, what I want to do today is throw out a challenge. And what I want to challenge you to do is to choose local food. Now, when somebody throws a challenge at me, my first question is why? I've been hearing about these local foods. Does that really matter? Can I really make an impact on my community? Well, let's do some more math. So a few more statistics, if you will. The average family of 3 in America spends about $9,000 a year on food. If they shifted 10% of their food budget to local, that would be $900. If each of us in this room did that, 1,100 people, I'm told, that would be almost $1 million. And if we could bump it to 15%, we'd be at $1.5 million. That's just from this room, and that's just food. So here's the question. What about beer? I'm just asking. So we know there's been a proliferation of microbreweries. The craft industry has really taken off here in Dayton. It's just gone crazy. So let's just say conservatively, half of us don't even drink beer, okay? But I still think we could squeeze $250,000 to $500,000 out of this room. You add that to the $1.5 million in food, and now we've got $2 million of local money coming into our economy. Now, guess what? If I could get 4 friends to join me, or all of us could do that, plus us is 5 times the $2 million, now we're at $10 million. Now, I know this is sounding like a pyramid scheme, but I assure you, it is not. It's called the collective impact model, and the math actually works. Now, along with the economic benefits, there are environmental benefits. Think about reducing food miles. You've maybe heard that term. That's how much the environmental costs are, the fuel, the transportation, flying my favorite mangoes up from Central America. We know with local farming, we have more sustainable practices, more crop diversification. We have food safety and security benefits. What if you go to your big box store and there's an electronic systems problem and you can't swipe and get your food? Well, also, there are food recalls. Think of, oh, holy cow, tomatoes, spinach. It's just constantly, we've had these food recalls. Well, guess what? If you're buying your food down 3rd Street here from George, you don't have to worry about that recall. You know that the food you're giving your family is safe. And that's huge. Public health benefits. We know that consuming more fresh fruits and vegetables can help lower chronic issues that we've seen across the country. We also know that when you pick food at the height of its ripeness, it has a higher nutritional value. We study this stuff at Ohio State. If it's picked green or unripe and shipped 1,000 miles, you don't get the same bang for your buck. Quality of life benefits, building community, getting to know people. So what happens when you sum all of these benefits together? I contend that you reach superhero-dom. Now, Wikipedia defines superhero as a fictional character, but I think that's incorrect. I think a superhero is an ordinary person, like us in this room, who choose to do extraordinary things. And I contend that buying local food, shifting some of our dollars to local food, can be extraordinary, and it can truly sum those benefits that we just went over. So will you join me? Will you pull out... Will you pull out your capes, or maybe your masks, or your sexy spandex? Which I contend you'll look really good in if you're eating these fresh, healthy local foods. And be a local food superhero. 2 easy steps. 1, pledge 10% of your money to local food. 2, tell some friends, invite some friends and family to join you in doing it. If some of you are there, you're doing it right now, you're members of CSAs. Others, it's new to you. So where do you start? Think about farm markets, localharvest.org, and there are other websites that can direct you where you can buy local foods. You can also plant a garden in your backyard and get started. It's huge. Local food superheroes can make a positive impact on the economy, on our environment, on our health, and on our future. Absolute potential is just amazing. So don't not buy your mangoes or your coffee. Do I have any mango fans in here? Any down close? You gonna cat? Oh, there you go. Awesome. Be a local food superhero. God bless you. Thank you so much.